Shabbat Shalom. It's good to see each and every one of you this year. May y'all continue to bless us. We make right decisions, and that's what it's going to take. Everyone has to come with their decisions, and whatever character that we set forth is going to be the results of our actions and things that we do. So therefore, we need to really check those things, keep those things in mind, and you start off with the right advantage. And that's always seeking to please our God, and things that He has set forth for us, and understanding that what He asked us for is for our good. And therefore, this is what we got to go forth and to rely on. And the more that we see the condition of this world, that certainly should aid us even more in making the right decision. I want to take this time also to welcome in all our listeners, those that's in Israel, those that's in Canada, those that's in the Philippines, and wherever you might be picking us up on the internet. Enter into our house, where our motto is, come one, come all, let us build our future upon the foundation of peace and love. Shalom, Ve'ahava. And upon these two principles, when we as a people learn how to live together, then are we ready for Yah's kingdom. And as I said before, He's not going to have no troublemakers and those things there. He's not going to put up no headaches and stuff. And so we either fit in or we're going to fit out. See, we're going to talk a little bit about that today in our Parasha for today. I also want to take this time that we've all had a good feast day and the season of our joy and those things there. And I want to say that we want to shout out to our sisters, especially in Israel, that y'all might continually give comfort to them concerning the loss of our brother Asher, and that He will bless them and bring them on out during the time of mourning. And so continually on our minds and on our hearts about those things here. One thing I can say here to her and to them, our brother Asher, he'll be missed, but he won't be forgotten. Not especially here to Branch of Jerusalem. You will take it, kind of swing that over there and get a view of that Manoah over here. Oh, yeah.
It's back on the camera.
Okay. Then I got it wrong.
No, I got it wrong because if I swing that way, it'll go that way. If I swing that way, it'll go that way. On the screen.
Okay. So that manure that you're looking at there is a gift from Asher. And he made that and all, and so every Shabbat when we come, like Amonor and those things there, he can't be forgotten. He'll be missed, but as I say, he won't be forgotten. So I wanted to shout that out and let everyone know those things there. This is what happens when we choose to do those things that for our God, and those things there, it carries forth on. See, even though we might not see, but I wanted to have that comfort there that those things move on. All right, Israel toast. Barukanai, Wahina Melakalam, Shakit, Nisvata, Yitzivana, Lahit Lati, Bazizi. Blessed you, Lord our God, King of the universe. Sanctify us by thy commandments and command us concerning and wrap on ourselves in ZZ. When asked the rest, it should be in a song book at this particular time, or a piece of paper, page 350 on it. Women are 19 and up, men are 19 and up, youth is 12 to 18, and all is all who can read. I was glad when they sent them to me. Let us go into the house of Yah. Women,
calm my spirit, Yah. Stop the churning inside of me, caused by the rush of getting everyone fed and here on time. Quiet my confusion and all the tension of getting here. I know I made the effort because I really do need you. Yah, speak to me in the quietness.
in his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. Be thankful to him and bless his name, for the Lord is good. Men, I am thankful, Yah, for what we have. But this week has been so hectic, and it seems that no matter how hard I work and how well I plan, there's always something I didn't plan on. And give me, Yah, for letting worry get in the way of my gratitude. You are good to us, Yah. We do have so much to praise you for. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all lands. Serve Yah with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Youth, Yah is my shepherd, I shall not want. He made me to lie down in green pastures. He restores my soul. All. Restore my soul, O Yah, and renew a right spirit within me. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones that you have broken may rejoice. Cast me not away from your presence, and take not your Holy Spirit from me. Restore to me the joy of your salvation, and uphold me with your free spirit. Hallelujah! 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 I ask you tonight to turn and sing in this direction here. Opening to Philip, Kohen Baraka, and the Shema in Hebrew. We're going to ask our elder to come forth and give us opening prayer for today. It's Ella Russell.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
First by is Barukata Adonai Eloheinu Melech haolam. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King and ruler of the universe. Father, we come unto you today, thanking you, Father, for this day. We thank you for blessing each and every one that's here, and also the one that's not here, Father. I ask you to bless them. Also, I ask you to forgive us of our sins and help us, Father, to continue to put you first in our lives, Father. We know if we put you first, things will work for us, Father. But as long as we put you last, the things will last. These blessings I ask in thy son's name, the man whose name is the branch. Amen.
Amen. Okay. We're going to now you should have a Bible at this particular time, preferably the complete Jewish Bible for our Kohen Baraka, which is found on page 153 in the complete, which is actually Numbers. I will read the 23rd verse. Then you can read the 24 through the 27 together. That is Numbers. For the complete is 153. And for the other, it is Numbers, the 6th chapter, I'm reading the 23rd verse. Speak to Aaron and his sons and tell them that this is how you are to bless the people of Israel. You are to say unto them all together, Yivarekah Adonai v'yish Barakah. May Adonai bless you and keep you. Yahel Adonai Hana Ilaka Mikidoneka. May Adonai make his face shine on you and show you his favor. Yisa Adonai Hana Ilaka Meyasimlaka Shalom. May Adonai lift up his face toward you and give you peace. In this way, they are to put my name on the people of Israel so that I will bless them. Hallelujah.
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 And should we join in with the Shema in the Hebrew? Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Hare Now, if you would get your Bible and turn to page 204 in the complete, which is Deuteronomy, the 6th chapter, 4 through the 9th verse will be what we'll be reading. The first two verses, 4 and 5, is what we said in the Hebrew and the Hebrew. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Hear Israel, Adonai God, Adonai is one. And you are to love Adonai your God with all your heart, all your being, and all your resources. These words that are in you today are to be on your heart, and you are to teach them carefully to your children. You're to talk about them when you sit at home, when you're traveling on the road, when you lie down, and when you get up. Tie them on your hand as a sign. Put them at the front of a headband around your forehead, and write them on the door frames of your house and on your gates. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Yes, you also to go to page 1279 in the complete, which is Mark, the 12th chapter, 28 through the 31st verse, and we see what Mashiach had to say about this same subject. One of the Torah teachers came up and heard them engage in this discussion. Seeing that Yeshua answered them well, he asked him, which is the most important mitzvah of all? Yeshua answered, the most important is Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. And you are to love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your understanding, and with all your strength. The second is this: you are to love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other mitzvah greater than these. Hallelujah! 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 Hallelujah. As we give reference to he who created all things, and to those things there, and he has something in mind, and those things there, and we who come to realize and recognize those things, it causes us to have that reverence, that honor in the right thing, in the right place. And if we don't see it in that light, it becomes something else to us. All right. We give thought to those things and stuff, and they say, "Who want to live forever?" Oh man, yeah. I don't want to live forever. And, that's the only hope that they have. They don't have no hope. They don't have nothing glorious and all those things. And this is why people do all kind of stuff. That's right. And when you see people that don't have any hope, hey, you can't trust them. Hey, they don't operate like everybody else do.
Because a lot of people, they don't understand what immortality means.
Amen.
You know, they think, well, who want to live in a world like this and suffer all the time? They have no idea what immortality means.
Well, maybe they look at it in the light of what this world looks like, not what the reality of the world will be like.
That's what I'm saying. They don't understand immortality. What immortality means.
Well, that's the thing. How you know the people who have so sure that we're gonna live forever are in eternity at this stage in point in time, like a lot of people.
Right, suffering and everything.
So.
Well, I still haven't fallen out with I haven't fallen out with life. Okay, how this will just be. I've been on crutches for 2.5 years, walked on crutches, got both legs broken on, but I still like life.
Yeah.
I still like life.
In other words, you can live forever if you had to, like this.
Yeah, hey.
But how we supposed to believe eternity is real?
It's hard.
Living this life, okay, I like that, I like that.
But even y'all didn't want Adam to live in that situation he's in the sinful condition, because he said, look, let's get him out here. If we do, and they go take eternal life and live in the condition they're in. He didn't want them in that condition.
Yeah, this is true. It's just your reality of where you've gone and you've been, and what one goal that you want to reach, and what you want to do those things here. See, but nevertheless, everybody has their different aspects of things, and they work at it, in their way. But let me tell you something. The world does not all revolve around just those issues, and so we have to be very careful. You never know what's going to take place, and especially out on your own. This is a dangerous world that we're living in.
So let me say shalom.
All right.
Family.
Huh?
Say shalom, beloved family.
All right. Okay, good. I say Shabbat Shalom to family. All that in there. May God continue to bless us. These are the things that we're talking about. And we said character in this world, as we were talking last night. There are situations that come up and those things there that we have to confront and we have to deal with. See? But life is very dear and life is important to us. Amen. And sometimes it's miserable and sometimes it's not. And if you don't have a hope, then it makes you more desperate than others. Because y'all promised it. And it's better than just living like a grasshopper. And that's what some people are. They live for today. So the grasshopper does. All summer long, he has an opportunity that he just, and that's not wise. That's not smart. Winter's coming. Winter's coming. See? And, Bible tells us to go study the ant, get a little wisdom. And so all these things are perspective of what we do. And those things we find out that everybody knows how to the same thing. Everybody that say I'm your sister, I'm your brother, and those things there is not.
Amen.
See?
Amen.
And until we start learning how to operate and be as family and be as sisters and brothers. See? And what I want us to understand, as I said before, don't mean that brothers and sisters don't have occasions and situations. But if we don't let those things get corrected,
Amen.
see? If we don't put forth every effort that we can to correct those things.
That's right.
And one of the mainline things is communication.
That's right. Amen.
But I try to reach out and you check me out, cut me off, hang up on me, and this whole thing there. How in the world can we communicate? See, but we're working on those things there, and those that prove out to be will, see? And those that will not won't. See? And so we go forward and to do those things there. If we're gonna stand for righteousness and those things, we gotta stand for right. See, we gotta stand for right.
Right.
See, not favoritism, but for right.
Amen.
That's right.
See,
Amen.
and sometimes that's not easy to do, but hey, that's what you gotta do.
That's right.
And we have a panel, see, and we have that's why God told us to set up baked beans and set up these things here so that we can do those things because it's easy, to get things all out of whack. See, and therefore, a person is right in their own eyes.
Amen.
But somebody got to make a determination, that they, no, that ain't right. This ain't that. Those things that, but everybody right in their own eyes. See, therefore, as we go forth, we are learning and we're moving forward into these things here. And the first thing I'm doing is to get acquainted with the true God. Everybody that's saved of them are not acquainted with the true God. See, for years, that ministers, and I've been preaching for 20 years, I've been preaching for 50 years, I've been preaching for this, and they still ain't known the real God. Okay? And Christians got this, really got this thing out, born again. I'm a born again. The lady asked me that, she said, are y'all a born again believer? So trying to understand where she's coming from on that born again believer, And, so these folks who say they born again, you see, and they still act like they're fetuses. You understand what I mean when I say they're fetuses, like fetuses? They still in the embryo stage. They will science will find out that you learn in the embryo and while you're in the womb and everything, you can be taught then. Therefore, you don't need to say, well, I'm just a baby and still all that there. Don't teach me that. No, we can teach our children and stuff, while they're yet in that stage there. And that's it. The earlier we teach them, the better for them. See? Therefore, everything works on the definition of what they feel and what they think is that. But nevertheless, it's what God's judgment is going to be the determining factor.
Amen.
See? Because the bottom line comes down to He's the one that we got to please.
Amen.
And if you don't know Him and know nothing about Him, how you going to please Him? See? And then even after you knowing Him, all those things and how He is and everything there, if you still don't do those things that He asks you to do, you still. See? There was one guy, he knew exactly how he was. Told him. Yeah, I know how you is. You like to read this and that, you like to do this here, you like to, but you ain't so, but you ain't did it, and you like to get credit, you like to do this here. Here's your talent. The master didn't say that he wasn't that way. But see, he didn't have the right fear.
Amen.
That was wrong. He didn't have the right fear. See, fear has degrees.
Okay.
There are degrees of fear.
That's right.
He feared him enough that I ain't gonna mess up this. I ain't gonna mess up his talent. I ain't gonna mess up what he gave me. But he didn't have enough fear to go out there and make money and then increase it and to do those other things. Yeah. Therefore, he should have, because he got reaped some bad judgment on him. And because of that. Let's learn our God. Psalm 68:4. Start out by knowing his name. And then we can start working right there. Sing to God, sing praises to his name, extol him who rides on the clouds by his name, Yah, and be glad in his presence. Right here. That's his name, but we have on our banner truth here. Y-A-H, that's his name. Yeah. Lots of people get a chance to understand and know those things. What's going to be the end results of them? What's going to be that? Sure don't look like a good outcome for them. See? Once we die, that's it. Your chances and choices is over with. This life is a preparation for which choices that you're going to.
That's right.
That is what's left up to you.
Amen.
See? But y'all have deemed the judgment as to what's going to take place. See? You can either choose it or can escape it. See?
Wow.
But it's a terrible thing out there. People tell you, hey, don't go and hang out with certain type of folks and don't do those things here. You know, our folks just tell us, you know, I don't like them. I don't like them. They're going to hang out with them. Now, see, some children would take that and they would deliberately go out and hang out with them because the parents say don't do it.
That's right.
She don't know, she talking about I ain't okay. Hey, but I was different from that. I didn't hang. They tell me certain ones to run. Hey, I didn't hang out with them.
Right.
I'm telling you that for nothing.
See, I did value what they had to say around because they knew families too. See, they knew families and stuff. And they would want us to say, hey, you don't be running with them. And I'm glad I listened to that.
Mm-hmm.
See, I ran off. We ran around with a different group of folks. See? And as I said, I was looking back over. We was kind of looking back over some of our classmates and stuff. We was kind of looking back over some of our people and those things there that we rode up with and everything there. And we looked at there and we can definitely see the lifestyle and the situation and everything there, the difference of what has happened to them and the end results of those things there. I'm saying, I'm glad we did run with it.
Yeah. Right.
I'm glad we did it.
Better off.
Most of them ain't around.
That's right. That's exactly what it was. We was finding, hey, so, oh, hey, that's all I'm going to eat. Hey, the Bible clearly tells us.
That's right.
Children, the Bible clearly tells you to honor your father and your mother that your days may be long. See, upon this earth. There's some understanding about those things there. A warning. See, if we take advantage of it, okay. But who is this God we're talking about? We go to the 8th verse. And he says here, the earthquake and rain poured from the sky at the presence of God. Even Sinai shook at the presence of God. The God of Israel. That's our God.
That's right.
Amen.
And as I tell folks, you better be aware of our God. Because he ain't like what folks, these Christians, these people. Yes, he's a loving God. See? and he shows mercy and those things, and he's compassionate and everything. But he's also a disciplinarian too.
Terrible God. That's right.
Terrible.
That's what it says. The Bible even tells you that. He's a terrible God. What do you mean by a terrible God?
Don't get on his bad side.
Don't get on his bad side. That's right. Look, when Pharaoh wanted to repent, and that's why I keep telling folks, I don't always repent. No, you can't always repent.
That's right.
I hear people get on there talking about, yeah, hey, if I do something, they get and all that. No, you can't. No, you can't even do that. What did y'all do to Pharaoh?
Hard.
Heart. He could,
Oh,
couldn't be.
No way.
even when he wanted himself wanted to do it, God said, no,
Couldn't do it.
you got some more learning to do.
Amen.
I got some more for you.
Amen.
And with a heart, so he couldn't repent.
You know,
Well, if God does that, you don't think he can do it to you too?
there's people that want to change and can't.
I said exactly right, and that's what I tell folks. The Bible even gives us one and tell us to repent and see and turn to God while we can.
That's right.
And I keep pleading folks that your opportunity, your window of repentance and turning to God, is certainly sealed once you're dead. But even when you're alive, it can be over with.
Yeah.
So what did that tell us? What does that say to us?
Have long days on earth and prepare yourself. Ready.
We should always be in the mode of being glad in the presence of our God and trying to get into his presence. And whatever it takes to do that, do it.
Right.
See? Whatever it takes. That's how you know that we're humble and ready to go forward. See? But, we got to have these things situated. We got to have those things under control and understand that that's the way our God is. Isaiah 43, 10 through 12. There are some people that just want to do whatever they want to do, see? And have no concept or no idea as to what and how they come off and how they go forth. But dear folks, we are witnesses. Each and every one of us. In Jerusalem. And when you go forth displaying other attributes and other attitudes contrary to the teaching, you're not a good witness. And nobody's happy about somebody not being a good witness for them. We want us all to be good witnesses. So does God. No one likes for them to go around and dragging their name in the mud.
Amen.
Every time you hear about it, man, it's some bad couple up. Hey, no parent likes that. Nobody likes that.
Say that again, Rabbi. Nobody likes. Somebody being bad?
Yes.
Okay.
You bringing shame to the name. That's what that what they told us when we was coming out. When we went out and those things, that was the last cry. And brother, there was some fear there too.
Mm-hmm.
There was a big time fear there. Because they meant that.
It was.
He told you, like, I'm letting you go down. We had to ask to go down to somebody else's house and stuff and everything. And yeah, you can go down there and everything, but don't you shame me.
Mm-hmm.
That last thing they would always say to us, don't you shame me. What does that mean when they say don't shame me? What that mean? What do you think that meant?
Don't go down there cutting up.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Make them look bad.
Because I think if they came back, that son of yours and that son, they did so and so and I so and so and so. Hey, you was in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't, ain't no taking up. See,
You wasn't going down and asking, did you do that either?
that's what I'm talking about. They came back with a report. One of them stuff, did you do so and so and so and so? And no. Why did you do so and so?
Come on in here.
That's right. You man, hey.
These days, the parents, I got to get my kids side of the story first.
Yeah.
No, they don't lie.
There was none of that. See? So they put that fear over you. They put that, whatever you want to call it, over, they put that over you. Don't go down and shame me.
Mm-hmm.
You like to jump up and holler about, we Israelites, we like to jump up and holler about these things, yeah. But what are your actions that you do?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you doing what you're doing? And why, be careful what we say with our mouths, because our mouths get us in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Amen.
But nevertheless, here we see that he said that you are my witnesses. And as I said before, no one wants a bad witness.
That's just like saying something you don't mean.
Of course. You are my witnesses, Adonai, and my servant whom I have chosen, so that you can know and trust me and understand that I am he. Not them, not they, not 20, not 3, not 4, 1. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. And you cannot be his witnesses going around testifying and others. Can't work. No God was produced before me, nor will any be after me. Yes, I am Adonai. Beside me, there is no deliverer. I have declared, said, and proclaimed, not some alien God among you. Therefore, you are my witnesses, Adonai. I am God. And as I tell people, if you can't be his witness for that, what they need you for? What do you need you for? And if you're going to be a bad witness, who wants a bad witness? I know I don't. I ain't calling somebody. I ain't gonna call them somebody. I got a witness here for, and I know they gonna have a bad report. That's dumb. See? And therefore our God is not dumb. So he let you know what he expects from us. These things are very constant. Why? Isaiah 44, 6-8. They got a commercial out. Have y'all seen it? They got a commercial out. it's a beer commercial.
Mm.
And the king, and that's what I was thinking, and the king come out, and the king says, so and so and so for everybody. One guy in there. I don't like so and so, so. I want so and so, so. He kind of, okay, then, all right, then. And oh yeah, by the way, is it so and so? Oh man, he just got Pacific that. Next thing they know it, hey, he was out. he forgot who he was dealing with.
Yeah.
He dealing with the king.
Mm-hmm.
He said enough of this here. Out there, and they done locked him up in the stockade out there. He out there all locked up and everything there, okay? And cancel that, whatever he had asked for, cancel that. Therefore, we got to understand, and all these things are wrong. He says here in Isaiah 44, thus says Adonai, Israel's king. He's a king. We just come to God like, I'm going to talk to God, I'm going to tell him. No. He is a king. And we have to be careful how we talk to a king.
Right.
And Redeemer, Adonai Zevaot. I am the first and I am the last. Besides me, there is no God. A king don't have to answer to nobody.
Right.
Y'all hear me? King do not have to answer to nobody. It's hard to kind of understand that. It's hard to get that concept in our mind and everything, but that's the way it is. Who is like me? Let him speak out. Let him show me clearly what's been happening since I set the eternal people. Let him foretell future signs and events. Don't be frightened. Don't be afraid. Did I tell you this long ago? I foretold it, and you are my witnesses. Is there any God besides me? Israel, is there any God beside our God?
No. I know not any.
Israel, is there any God beside our God?
No. I know not any.
He said, is there any God besides me? He said, there is no other rock. I know of none. And so his verdict is final. Above all these other things.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was going to be so and so. I think you thought wrong. That's what you did. See? Therefore, we better go beyond those things there. And we have to stand for the truth.
Amen.
We have to stand for the truth.
Amen.
On that end, because that's what's going to set us free on that end. Therefore, our God have told us those things. Our God has set those things in fashion for us to do what is right. And bless those that make that decision and to follow through. Because what he has offered, is that the eternal life that we was talking about. And you don't want to live forever, you get your choice on that too.
Mm-hmm.
See? But life is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing about judgment, there are people that get this wrong attitude about judgment. And thinking that I can do just whatever I want to do, say all what I want to do, or things there, treat you any kind of way on, and think that that's going to be the end of it. We even got people now that go on and shoot up everybody, they go kill themselves and say, that's the end. They can't do nothing to me now. I'm dead, and all of that. Well, therefore, let me tell you something. That's not true. This life, this death, is not the final say-so about you. And you'll have to face it again.
Right.
Why I have to do that? Why? I thought once you're dead, that's it. No. There's a thing called resurrection. It's called resurrection. And that happened to the righteous as well as the wicked. We go to the book of John, 11th chapter of John, and read the 24th to the 28th verse. Get that for us and read John 11. 24 through 28. And we're going to see what the students had to say about that. You say, well, why is that important? Because this is something important for us to learn how to treat our sisters and brothers.
That's right.
How to treat one another.
Amen.
Because let me tell you something. You can't have an attitude and all these things there. Like, can't stand, sister and brother can't get those things and think we're going to and steer it out. No, that's not going to happen.
That's right.
That ain't going to happen. Therefore, we have got to get these things straight. God give us the feast days and all these things to get this thing straight.
Amen.
And if we don't do those things there, shame on us.
That's right. Amen.
All right, let's read that.
St. John 11, 24 through 28. Martha said, I know that he will rise again at the resurrection on the last day. Yeshua said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever puts his trust in me will live, even if he dies.
All right, there you go. Even if he dies.
That's right.
So right there, he letting you know that this death, this first death, is not the final say.
Amen.
It's not the end. See? Therefore, don't get yourself drawn into that idea. That's another bad button there. Put bad on those things there. But you got people like whose minds is off. Like I said, these kids want to go in there and shoot up everybody and all that, and then I'm gonna kill myself. They go and do all that, and then I'm gonna kill myself. And then they do to me, then I'm dead.
You done already did it to yourself.
See, man might not be able to do that to you, but that don't mean that's the end. Okay? God can say, "Oh no, that ain't the end of you. I ain't through with you. That thing ain't to terminate faster." He can give us a resurrection.
Amen.
And He is gonna give some resurrections,
Amen.
and still going to give an account of what they did. Well, I'll just die again and all of that. No, that's right.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, how long do you have to be dead before you actually get resurrected righteously? I mean, literally righteously.
There ain't no set time.
No set time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you read what she said there? Read that again.
No.
Let me read it again.
Uh-huh.
Martha said, I know that he will rise again at the resurrection on the last day.
That's it, right there.
That's
Yes.
okay.
God has a set time for the resurrection to take place.
That's right.
And it ain't got nothing to do with it. Well, I've been dead 10 years. I guess I'm ready for the resurrection. I've been dead 50. Ain't got nothing to do with that.
No time. Oh,
There are people who've been dead for hundreds of years.
okay.
And some thousand.
And then some might be dead one day.
That's right. And then some might be dead one day. I still think it's going to be just like that there, You get into a deep sleep and you wake up and you don't know how long you've been.
Oh, wow. No memory.
Like I said, I did that. I was tired and everything. I set my alarm clock, and I had that snooze on there, and I instead of hitting, I call myself hitting the snooze. I will hit the snooze thing, and give another 5, then wake you back up. See, instead of hitting the snooze, I hit the off. And when I woke up again, man, it was 2 hours later.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell the difference. I didn't know it. See? Yes.
I was just want to know, when you die in salvation and with God and you're dead, how are you supposed to? When you're dead, you're gone. How you supposed? What are you supposed to be? What are you supposed to feel like? I'm wondering when you're gone.
That's why I just got through telling you.
I mean, how? Well,
I'm telling you right now how you feel.
Oh, okay. I guess I didn't catch that part. When the righteous is gone dead, you see my point is that when the evil is like something similar to when the evil is dead, how will they rest compared to how will the righteous rest? You see?
What you mean? There's no difference.
Is there no difference? Because I'm thinking there's a difference.
Why do you think there's a difference?
Because one died in sin and the other one died in salvation.
Has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with your death.
Mm-hmm.
Dead is dead.
All right.
Resurrection part is what you got to worry about.
Oh, okay, that's
why you get a resurrection. Dead is dead. See, the dead don't have anything.
Okay.
And that's why I gave you that's why I was giving you an example about when you get into a deep sleep.
Right, I remember that. Okay.
You just got to worry about which one you coming up in.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Or when they put you to sleep, you get an operation. You ever been to an operation and they put you to sleep?
I've been put to sleep.
You don't know whether it's for 5 minutes or 4 hours.
You sleep before that time be passed.
Sometimes you be thinking, they'll put you out and did the operation, then when you do wake up, you say, when y'all getting ready to start?
Exactly. Exactly.
And they do.
Yeah, and they do. It's 4 hours. It's 4 hours gone, and you don't even know it.
Yep.
That's the same way to be with the resurrection and everything there. People might be dead for 500, 600 years, 1,000 years, and don't even know it.
Oh, wow.
They'll come to comfort because things will be strange and all this and all that, but they don't realize it. Just like when you wake up from sleep.
Just like that.
We did a guy that way on the job. He's all the time going to sleep and everything. He's all the time going to sleep and everything. So he would say, "I'm gonna, and they ask him, you sleep? No, I ain't sleeping." So I'm just in deep study. I'm concentrating on something. He's one of our scientists, research scientists. So whatever he did that there, and he was in a roller chair. So they took him rolling. Rolling in another room there, and different and when he woke up there, it was strange. He didn't know what was going on. Because he'd been so used to doing that there, waking up and smoothing on over because he did his desk and everything that same right. Took him in a whole different surrounding. Yeah, he woke up. He didn't realize how long he was sleeping. And then he was gone in another room there and everything.
So, can I ask this question? Why do some sleep longer than others? Or like you said, some be dead for so many years, and the other one be dead for a certain amount of years. Why is different lengths of time that people are dead for different years? I'm wondering, does that matter or no memory, but still you're dead for so, one person might be dead for 100 years, the next person might be dead for just one day. Why is that? I'm just curious.
I'll put it this way here. If I say November the 24th, we're going to go and take a trip. If you know, I tell you that right now. Let's see, November 24th, that'll be about 30 some days away, 24 plus maybe 30, that's like maybe 60, 50 some years, 50 some days that you would have to wait. See? Did you add up for me?
Huh?
Okay, you added up this whole. But if I wait 10 days from now and tell somebody else that same date, they got 10 less days to be waiting than you.
Uh-huh.
And if I wait another 20 days to tell somebody else that means that they got 30 days less to wait than you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you get the difference of days from. God had a certain date set. He has that. He ain't told nobody what that is. But he has a certain date set for a resurrection.
Okay.
Those that have died way long have a longer time to wait than somebody that maybe died, say, maybe 2 days before the time came. So that's it. That's where the difference comes in.
Thank you.
What we need to do is be ready and stay ready.
That's right.
See? And that's all we got. And that's all we can do. See? Resurrection will take care of itself. Whatever happens to you is going to take care of itself. It depends on what you do. See? If you have done good, resurrection to the good. If you have done evil, resurrection to the damnation. And that's it. It's not a matter of how long, it's a matter of what we're going to do. Oh, that is. So I'm saying, let's do good. Let's do righteous. Just as we just saying before, we have a brother that he died here not too long ago. But he left a marker here that cannot be forgotten.
Right.
And I made mention about it. See? We will forget, we'll miss him. Miss talking to him, miss those things there. But he left something here that every Friday night when we come in and the women that go forth and light our menorah and everything there, they're going to think of our brother. So he cannot be forgotten. There are people that die and gone, you forget all about them. And they don't exist no God. He can't do that.
Okay.
For us. And it's because he made that choice.
That's right.
I didn't ask him to do that there. He volunteered in it. That was his heart to do all those things there. See, I got a gift for you.
Bring us back alive.
He the one that made that. I'm talking about our brother Ashley. He made that. He designed that, brought it down here, and gave it to us.
Amen.
And as long as we have it and take care of it and use it, which we do, he stays alive in our memory.
That's right.
Yes.
And the same thing is Yeshua made memorialize many people in the scripture. He memorialized the woman Smite. Everybody remember that.
Yes.
To this day.
To this day. And that's been 2,000 years, over 2,000 years ago. But we still remember that
What
woman.
she done. Right. May not know her name, but what she done is going to be memorialized.
That's it.
And maybe that's it's in there. What as good as she was, it was bad. You gonna remember too.
Well, that's true too. That's true too. Therefore, these are the things that we go forward to do, And so what you do with your life, what you do those things there, our founder, okay, Elder Maxfield, I can't forget him.
Amen.
Okay. He's been dead a while, can't forget him.
Amen.
Remember, can't forget him.
Amen.
Everything you see here, and look around and drive up and all that time, hey, that reminds us of him. We can make that selection as to whether or not what status we want to be in.
Amen.
Therefore, let us choose those things that are good, that things might turn out to be all right with us. Okay, we'll have Sister LaShonda, and we'll get those that's on the back row to move up off that back row. She's going to come and give us the banner intro, and our song will be Congregation of the Righteous.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
The insight of his glory. He that hath an ear to hear what the Spirit is saying to the churches. Isaiah 62, 10 through 12. Pass through the gates. Prepare the way for the people. Build up the highway. Remove the stones. Raise a banner for the nations. The Lord has made proclamations to the end of the earth. Say to the daughter of Zion, see, his reward is with him, and his recompense accompanies him. They will be called the holy people, the redeemed of the Lord. This banner, which Yah gave, representing Jerusalem and her king, the man whose name is the branch, Zechariah 6, 12, and 13. Isaiah 18:3, all ye inhabitants of the world and dwellers on the earth, see ye, when he lifteth upon an ensign on the mountains, what a trumpet hear ye.
another one of the reasons why we do this is that, so, cause some of y'all be that sleepy, working on you. I'm looking at that, seeing you battling out there, so that,
I got mine.
I have to break that up, give you a fighting chance there. Sometimes that head and everything gets awful hard to hold up. That sleep is a bad boy. See? So we have these little breaks in here and kind of get you moving around, get up, move around, and those things, that circulation, all that kind of break that sleep spell for a little taste here on that end there. So we appreciate you joining in those things there. That we all might work. This whole day is God's day. This time. So all the day long. That's right. Okay. In our Israel update, we have some very fascinating and very exciting times, and especially for me. Yeah. Because we've been teaching this for years. So, and those that have been around here for a while with us know these things here. But I want to read something that sent to me. It's from the Zola Levitt.
Okay. I haven't heard him in a long time.
Yeah. And it says, resolving the Arabic Jewish conflict. See? It says, the 1964 PLO Charter says this organization does not exercise any regional sovereignty over the West Bank in the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, on the Gaza Strip or the Himna area. A good idea. Where did this all come from, and how did they come up with this here? Diffusing the Syria-Israel conflict and resurrecting the primacy of the Security Council Resolution 242. Doing that will take care of the Arabic Jewish conflict, which has emerged as positive outcome from the recent Trump-Putin summit in Helsinki. Y'all remember when they had that, when he met with Putin,
Right.
and those things there, and they went in their secret, had their secret talks and stuff and everything, you know. Now it's coming out to what some of this is talking about. So now this idea and the situation that is going to be come forth, and Russia and the United States together is pending. This is why I kept asking, why have Trump steadily been putting off when he gonna get this great big deal? You know, he's had a big deal. He's gonna take care of the peace problem now. You know, he had a great deal of what that was, and here it is, October, and he still ain't revealed it. Well, he did give a little hint, I think, and I told y'all about that. He gave a little hint about maybe 2 or 3 Sabbaths ago.
Right.
And he said that what he got going and everything there, Israel ain't gonna like it, and the Arabs ain't gonna like it, but it's the best thing. Then he let out a hint. He's in favor of what?
Two-state solution.
That's it. Guess what? That's exactly what Resolution 242 is all about.
Yeah.
So when you get some time and everything, and you like to study and everything, you need to go pull that up and read that. You got your internet stuff. You can do. You can put it up on that, read it, and see what it says there. Now, it's going to be presented now as the Trump-Putin initiative in the conference to solve the problem. Dear folks, I don't care what nobody say, or how you try to get around it, or how to do. God's word is solid.
Yeah.
Everybody thought that once Trump done announced Jerusalem as being the capital and all that, oh, that's the end of that there. Even the PLO and even the Abbas and Hamas said, well, that's the end of that there. You know, he all for the Jews, and ain't gonna be no two-state plan and all that. Nope. It's not true. That's not true. See, y'all's word can't be changed.
That's right.
And the more and more I see about those things, yeah, the more and more. That's it. God gonna see to it that He gonna bring it through. God don't have to see to it that He brings it through, because He can step into the future and tell you exactly what's gonna happen.
Right.
If I can step into the future and tell you that the football game is going to happen tomorrow, and tell you the score and see the actual score of it, and then come back and everything, I ain't got to guess and make it all that. I'm telling you actually how it turned out.
That's right. If you don't understand prophecy, you can't step into the future.
Yes. Therefore, we see that I told the folks, y'all revealed it to me when it first came out with it. And that was back in November of 1967. And he came out and he did those things. I said, that's going to be the key to it. Right? He said, oh, no, that's all that and all that there. They did that. They signed that in November. In November, see, 1967, November the 11th, I think, in 1967, they made that decision. But I guess in June of 67, when they had the 6-Day War.
Right.
And they unanimously, all nations come together, 100%, and voted in the resolution 242.
That's when they throw everyone under the bus.
Yep, that's right. They throw Israel under the bus, and that's it. That sealed the deal.
Right.
And we've been having turmoil ever since. And gonna have it on up to the time when Yah decide it's time.
That's right.
And they are going to, the whole world is going to be gathered to fulfill this.
And they said they're going to call it what? Trump and Putin what?
Yeah, that's what it's called. They got the conference there, and he said that that's what they're working on now, and it's going to be called, so we'll listen for it and hear it there on the news there. And it says here that it's going to be called it's going to be called the Putin and Trump initiative.
Why is Putin above Trump?
Well,
in that issue.
Oh well,
because
well,
I think El Dimo told us a few months back. No, that was last year when El Dimo told us that they turned the negotiations over to Putin. Didn't you tell us that?
Yeah, the PLO, Hamas,
Yeah.
And what you call them said they didn't want the United States in it at all.
Yeah. Turned it over and gave it to him.
Right now they have a big problem right now trying to get the Abbas, the Palestinian Authority. They're trying to get them to come to the peace table and everything. And said no, I don't want to. They tried to go to France. They tried to go everybody. Ever since the United States declared that Jerusalem was the capital of Israel, the PLO said we can't. The PA said we can't get a fair deal with them, so we don't want them to be in the peace thing.
But that's against Trump's initiative. He says America first, but it seems like Putin is first now, and Putin is over him because he's like a puppet under him. It seems they're gonna look like that we're gonna be second class in the world, but we get like a second class country. Be first, and we be last.
I don't know what you mean.
I mean,
What
we're
makes it?
supposed to be the leader of the world, of the known world, and be second. It seems like in this situation, we're not leading. Putin is leading.
Well, you know, but he's leading right there. It's going to be called. What you make? It's both of them agreed to it.
Right.
He said because Putin's name is first.
Right.
Oh, no. Actually, Trump's name is first.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's a Trump Putin.
All right. There you go. Now it makes sense. Putin, Trump don't like second to nuts.
Oh, you just talk. But see, that had nothing to do with the arrangement, and but he says President Putin is the one that's initializing this.
Oh, so it is him leading. That's what I'm saying.
President Putin expressed America and Russia joint resolution to this situation. So it's actually
Russia's leading.
yeah. And Russia said that it was going to take over an egg, and Russia accepted the position of being the peacemaker. Remember when I told y'all that's what?
Right.
Because the PLO said they would not come there with the United States being the peacemaker.
Because they compromised the city.
Because they say they throw them on the bus when they declared Jerusalem its capital. You can't give us no fair deal. Everything you don't. You want half of that city. We claiming to have that city. You gave the whole thing to Israel. So you can't be no fair peace talk. You can't be fair to us. So that's one reason why they ain't came to the peace table yet and talk. They said, no, we ain't coming there with. And so now, Russia is taking the leeway and all those things there. And Israel, Netanyahu has been talking more with Putin than even Trump. But see, that thing ain't turning out to be right either. See, it let you know that God is in the picture here. He thought that he would get all those things there and all that there, and because he had a conversation with boss, not a boss, but Basar, who is the king of Syria. You know, and Russia is over there protecting him. And the United States wasn't even gone, and Russia wasn't there. So that's a big quarrel. That's a big problem. So Bibi Netanyahu, he calls up and talks to Putin because he wants Iran out of there. And so he said, well, I can't run Iran out of there and everything. Yeah? He said, but I'll tell you what, I ain't gonna stop you from doing it if you want to do it and everything. So that worked out all right for a while. But when that Russian plane got downed, see, and them 60 soldiers got killed, Russian, that changed. That's when they sent at S-300 air defense system over there too. Now, Israel, it's tougher. Now Israel could go there and take care of it. That little 200 they had over there, that wasn't nothing. But that 300 is a bad boy.
But this all day, they got an S-400.
Huh? No, I'm just saying that 300 is a bad boy.
Yeah, it's okay, but the S-400 is impermeable. It's a better system. They have that. I don't know why they're not using their best system versus their. Listen.
The best system is for them in Russia.
Right.
You know, I'm not gonna give you my best stuff. Hey, I gotta keep my best for myself. Why they gave them 200? Then when they see, you have to understand how to do it. All countries do that there. Okay? The best cut there because hey, I'm gonna give you some of them, then you turn around and use it against me. So I ain't gonna give you my best.
Like we give the Saudis our F-16 and we got a F-35.
There you go.
You didn't hear what Deputy Commander of Iran said about Netanyahu. He said that Deputy Commander of Iran's resolution guard warned Benjamin.
Going back to that same rhetoric that was said before 1967. We're gonna die there, and that's what caused all this refugee problem they're having right now. That was what they're saying. Brother, get them out the way, because we don't want to, when we come through that, we don't want to have to destroy you too and everything. Get them out the way, because we're going to go and drive them Zionist pigs into the sea.
That's right.
Until they're ready. You coming up with the same old stuff again. They couldn't do it then, and they can't do it now.
Can't do it now.
Because Amos 9.
That's right, Amos 9. So people can say what they want to say and those things there. Hi. But if they couldn't do it then, they sure they can do it now. They had a better chance to do it then, but it was a harder chance because the Almighty was ready. But Israel has gotten more fantastic now than what they was at that time now.
Yeah, I know.
Dear folks, we are living in the last days. God said that he is going to bring all nations.
Right.
Dear folks, Resolution 242 is all nations against Israel. And it had to do with Jerusalem.
That's right.
So God has got the thing already set there.
Right.
And I saw when it was set, I said, oh yeah, it's set. It just matter all this time it's taking for God to maneuver this thing so to get everything there, so to make sure that the world get the picture and get the understanding. He said they're gonna know who I am.
That's right.
I'm doing this and all that they might know. Not believe and all that, but know. See? Folks, watch those things and see what's going on. Okay, we have a solo by Sister Sumner. I'm going to ask her to come forth and give us a solo for us. Let go. All right. They called us now. They really think they were watching.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm going to dedicate this song to Sister Linda and Sister Sandra, and the sisters that's over in Israel, and to everybody that this hit their heart. We had such a good time last night. I just had to sing this song today. Let go. Fall asleep. There was so much on my mind, searching for that peace, but the peace I could not find. So that I kneeled down to pray, praying help me please. But then he said, don't have to cry. 'Cause I'll supply all your needs. Soon as I stop worrying, how the story ends. when I let go. And I'll let God let it have. That's when things start happening. That's when things start happening. When I let go, and I'll let it have. There's so much going on. Times I can't find my way. And oftentimes I struggle from day to day. I have to realize it's not my battle to fight. I have to know if I put it in your hands, everything will be alright. As soon as I stop worrying how the story ends, when I let go, and I'll let God, I'll let Him have His way. Ooh, that's when things start happening. I stop looking at life when I let go. And I'll let Him have. Let go and let God. Let go and let God. Let go and let God. Oh, let go and let God. Let go and let God. My brother, let go and let God. My sister, you can't handle that. Let go. Let God, let go, and let God, let go, and let God. He's the only one with the answer. Let go, let Him handle it. When tears in your eyes, He feels your pain, and He knows your heart. He knows your issues. He knows your pain. Let go, let God, let go. Oh, as soon as I stop praying, and I let go, and I'll let God, let Him have His way. Woo! Things start happening. I stop looking at that. Then only then I'll let God, let Him have His way. Lord, happening, yeah. I'll look back then, and I'll let go. Only then I'll let Him have His way. Yeah, my body healed and my worries all aside. Soon as I stop worrying, when I threw both my hands up and I gave it all to Him, that's when things, start happening. Hallelujah.
Blessed are those that are able to do those things. Be well with us on that end. But you know, as I said before, we have a lot of things that we have to deal with. And you think the situation is over and those things there, but still the enemy still around. See, we still we've got to learn the victory. See, and that victory is to do those things there and to go forward. And He will take care of the situation. and it is getting taken care of, on that end there. And we want to make sure that we're on the good side. See, it's just like the right folks is in the land, being there and all that there. Y'all working that out. I just want to make sure I'm a part of it. See? I don't care what it all will be. I just want to make sure I'm. And can't nobody lose my part in it except me.
Amen.
Can't nobody, you can't lose your part in it except you.
Amen.
And that's why I can't understand these brothers come around. You gotta go into God's land. They can't do nothing. They're more powerful than God. I was just saying, they're not. Y'all is handling that.
Amen.
See? And he knows what's best. We the one that don't know what's best. Therefore, let us go forth and do those things as we should. Let I ask you to bow your heads for our Tanakh Baraka. Blessed be you, Lord our God, King of the universe. Have given us your Torah, the right and the proper, and bring that Shah by thy great spirit, and have commanded us the diligent. Amen. Our Torah for this week's Parasha is taken from the book of Genesis, battle sheet, the first chapter, starting with the first verse through the sixth chapter and the eighth verse. That is Genesis 1 through the sixth chapter and the eighth verse. A half 12 readings taken from the book of Isaiah, the 42nd chapter, starting at the 5th verse through the 43rd chapter and the 10th verse. That is Isaiah 42:5 through Isaiah 43:10. This week's Parasha is Parasha 1. First one, we recycle over it as we went through the feast days and all those things. We've had Shema Torah, and we start over again in the Torah. Too tough. You might think that you know all those things there, and there's still aspects of things that we need to know. And we're still way behind. The Torah is still well ahead of us. See? The reading will be given by Shemash, which will be taken from the house to a reading. We're going to ask our Shemash to come forth now and let us give him our undivided attention as the word of God to us. Amen.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom.
In the book of Isaiah, the 42nd chapter, starting the 5th verse through the 9th verse. 5th verse through the 9th verse.
What page is that in your complete, please?
500.
Thank you.
Thus says God Adonai, who created the heavens and spreaded them out, who searched out the earth and all that grows from it, who gives breath to the people on it, and spirit to those who walk on it. I, Adonai, called you righteously. I took hold of you by the hand. I shaped you and made you a covenant for the people, to be a light for the goings, so that you can open blind eyes, free the prisoners from confinement, those listening from the dungeons. I am Adonai, that is my name. I yield my glory to no one else, nor my praise to any idol. See how the former predictions come true. And now new things do I declare. Before thy sprout, I tell you, before they sprout,
Right.
I tell you about them. May y'all have a special blessing this week.
We're reading the scriptures here. We go through the scriptures here. And help us to take care of a situation. And it's the other situation that is costing us big time money right today. And those things areas, where do we come from? What is this all about? When you look up into the sky, when your children look up into the sky and they see the stars and they see the sun and they see the moon, that should tell us something, that there's something greater than us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Where do those things come from? We were little children and everything, they're little kids and everything there. We'd ask that and they would all tell us, God, things there. And that suffices. When we get old and those things there, we start realizing more other things, and so we want to reach out and try to come up with some other things on our own.
Then you want to go. When you get up where you can learn and understand a little bit about it, you want Dad and Mama to buy you a microscope so you can. Telescope so you can get closer.
Yep. Yep. Well, the microscope too. Yeah, the things that we see on the earth that is taking place. There are fantastic things on this earth as well.
Right.
That people, scientists are still enamored about and can't. So, we've been in our bodies for years,
Right.
and we still got stuff that we don't know. But here we go to Genesis there and start reading. Read the first verses there of Genesis 1.
Okay. In the beginning, Yah created the heavens and the earth. The earth was unformed and void. Darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God hovered over the surface of the water. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Yah saw good, and God divided the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. So there was evening, and there was morning, one day.
All right. That's saying a whole lot, dear folks. Scientists have been trying to find out and come up with how this happened and how these things come up with a solution to those things there. The Bible does not tell us the solution, but it tells us the source.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's right.
Right.
See? So people can do a lot of things that they wanted and all those things there. That they got it from the Big Bang theory to all kind of different theories that they got out about how we have what we have. And there are limitations to all of those things we're not able to really to see and to understand.
Right.
But somewhere there is a initiative of these things didn't always begin, and they were not always there. It has a source of the beginning, not the beginning of Yah. I want you to understand this.
Mm-hmm.
But the beginning is talking about the beginning of the earth and the heaven and our solar system.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even maybe our galaxy. But there are those who think that everything those things there. I don't know. Is it just talking about just our particular Milky Way oil? Well, whatever the thing of it is, it certainly there was something that was in existence before that time.
Mm-hmm.
Now we go to Isaiah 42. Actually go to Proverbs. I want you to go to Proverbs. Somebody wants you to go to Proverbs, the 8th chapter.
For me?
Yeah,
Okay.
I want you to go there.
Proverbs the 8th chapter.
And I'll get Isaiah 42. That way, I just want the scripture there, and there's more in Proverbs 8. Hmm. Okay. 42:5. Okay.
Want to read first?
Mm-hmm.
Thus says God, Adonai, who created the heavens and spread them out, who stretched out the earth and all that grows from it, who gives breath to the people on it, and strength to those who walk on it.
Now, read that first part again. It says, what did it say? Who did this?
Thus says God, Adonai, who created the heavens and spread them out.
There you go. Right there. Let's stop right there.
Mm-hmm.
God created, he said, I created this.
Uh-huh.
There are those who say, well, there was all this here and all. But one thing about it was, when they read in the scriptures there, God said, not only did I create it, but I spread it out.
Mm-hmm.
Way.
See? Guess what? Science, in their dealings now, and they're coming to the realization, guess what? The earth is still spreading out.
Mm-hmm.
Just as what God said. So this really messes up this theory about they thought it was like a rubber band, it just spread out and then reciprocate back in it, the redundancy one, and all that. Just really, no. The earth is not doing that. The scriptures said that he said, I spread it out, and it was like a casting out. When you read in the Hebrew there, that spread out means that it's like a casting out.
Mm-hmm.
And this is exactly what they're seeing now. It's actually going towards a direction.
Still casting out.
And it's still casting out.
Mm-hmm.
Expanding.
Yeah.
So
No end to it.
when mankind come to this understanding, and we're all points back to God.
Mm-hmm.
God done told them ahead of time that this is what it's all about. Okay? He said, I formed this. I did those things there. And let me tell you something. We live in a big place.
Right.
We live in a big place. I was looking at the television there, and it was speaking about the speed that we have now, traveling and everything there, and it's just, it's fantastic on the earth. If you just deal with the earth now, we got some fast stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When they first started talking about those things there, I think when it came up and everything, it took like 89 minutes or something to circle the earth and all that. Now, when that Enterprise came back and all that, then it just take a few minutes and all those things there for it to circle the earth. That's the speed that we got now going.
Mm-hmm.
That's the speed that we got now going. But when you go out in space, that still is nothing.
Mm-hmm. Slow.
Still slow.
Mm-hmm. That's Turtle speed out in space.
Turtle speed out there in
Yeah.
space. That's how big God's house is.
Yeah.
That's how big. So when he's and he's steady expanding.
Mhm.
What that gets us to understand, dear folks, is the awesomeness of our God.
Amen.
We need to see that and understand what we're dealing with. See? And he said that he's the one that done those things here. I spread it out. I'll cause all these things, and I will read in there. Gotta be some fantastic power to be able to do those things here. How did God do those things there? Now you gotta want to know, how did he do those things and how did those things there? Well, when you read in the scriptures there, you know, he spoke.
Mhm.
He spoke. And it was done. See? By his word.
Mhm.
You say, you know, that's fairy tale and that's all that there. No, it's not. Because we live in an age right now. I was fooling around, messing around with my phone. I mess around on my phone and all that there, you know, trying to text. I finally learned how to text. And slow at that, texting to the learning. Then I found out, hey, this thing got something on there. All I gotta do is just speak to it.
Mhm.
Speak to it, tell it what I want, and guess what? It types it in there for me.
Mhm.
Now you gotta be careful now what you say because you might say something wrong out there. So you better look and see, make sure that it's
Correct.
but they get it down pretty good now. You know, if you do a good voice recognition to it and everything there, it'll type it and it don't take no time for it to do it either. Yeah.
That's true because I remember I was going at a certain person's house doing some work and I had my phone in my pocket and they must have pushed the button. And I say something to that person. He said, what you said? I didn't hear that. That's what my phone was saying.
Oh yeah.
I didn't understand what you said.
Cars talk to you. You want the Bluetooth on? Do you want this on there? Yeah. Say yes or no. You ain't no pushing the button saying all that. Say yes or no.
Yes or no?
I know. Yeah.
My nephew was driving the other day and he kind of weaving like that. You know, kind of he was trying to get something at the back and the car told him, say, you need to pull over and rest. You need to pull over and rest.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I seen that also there was this commercial, this guy had his baby and he said, turn on the system. I think he was talking to his computer to say, lock the doors, and lock the doors. Turn on the lights and it started automatically turn on the lights. What's that? Avon system? What's the name of that computer?
I know they got a
Lexus, right. Lexus, turn on this and Lexus, turn on that.
So we are living in an age, we're living in what I wanted to see, what we thought was fantastic, and we thought, and people just couldn't understand that you live in a world where you can just say stuff.
Yeah.
Used to be on your phone and everything that you'd have to go there and find some number and all that stuff there and do all that stuff. Hey, you ain't got to do that now. And it just made us lazy. I know it just made me lazy now.
Google everything. Find that.
I used to could tell people, remember and memorize people's telephone numbers.
Yeah.
Can't do that no more. Can't do that no more. We don't count on that no more. We don't do that. What's on? You call them all the y'all. What's it? No, I don't know. No, you don't know about heart.
You got a word you can't spell. You tell it, it'll spell it, then put it in sentence for you, let you know what it means.
We're living in fantastic times as it is. So why is it so hard for us to understand and believe those things there when man and I is doing those things there? Like I said, if I don't want to do all that, hunt up, try to find and all that, I just tell the phone, call so and so and so. And guess what? It calls them. Now how do they do that? How do they do that? Technology. Yep. But if you try to explain it to technology, how do you do that then? There's a lot of stuff that's going on, you know. You got to take your voice and then understand those things there, and then choose what you're saying and all those things there. But we're living in a day now where you literally can speak and I remember who come over there and they just now got these doors that automatically open for you. And boy, we thought that was fantastic. They just, you know, we saw it on Star Trek and everything, yeah. Where the guys walk up to the door and the automatic open for you and everything there. You say, oh, that'll be nice. But that happens all the time now.
Yeah. Don't think about it.
We don't think about it. We don't think about the fantastic about those things.
Yeah. It's like you had to memorize all the 25 contacts that's in your cell phone.
You wouldn't do it. It has made us lazy on doing those things. But all I'm saying is that it helps us to, as God is illuminating and God is bringing those things to mind, all those things there, it helps us to understand, and it should, science and all that should not fact us out of God. It should encourage us more in the fact of God. At least it does for me. Because that was tough at one time. Just speak something. Boy, I said, I like that. I like to have that power. Yeah, we got that to serve. We got that power.
Got this book with a whole bunch of numbers in it. I don't ever use it no more.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. You know, but I gotta hunt this up. I gotta look this up.
Don't use phone book no more.
No.
It's becoming old and age.
And Lord, talking about going somewhere now, then I got lazy now, show up and can't go nowhere right now. And I gotta go out and put this in there. Yeah. And glad for it too. You used to have to sit down, give me a map, and map it all out, and follow the map here, and look at all this out there. No. Then it's gonna tell you and talk to you and tell you.
Well, see, you had it in me. I'm still calling, getting directions.
You should be driving along there, and next 2 blocks, you're gonna make a right here. You come up on this here, stay in the same lane. I mean, it's so is it so hard for us to understand that God created these things? When it comes to the earth. Here, mankind, here we are now developing things and coming up with things here that where we can just speak and talk to those things, and it happens. We're living in fantastic times and fantastic things even more to come. So we sure want. All right, we go to Proverbs 8 and the first verse there. What is it?
Wisdom is calling. Understanding is raising her voice. On the heights along the road, where the paths meet, she is standing by the gate, leading into the city.
All right, wisdom. See, wisdom. That's the secret. We might want to call it technology, and they call it wisdom and all. But hey, we call it technology. But those are the things that all those advices that God had. Now go to the 22nd verse of the same Proverbs 8. And start reading there.
Adonai made me as the beginning of his way, the first of his ancient works. I was appointed before the world.
Wisdom. Wisdom. See?
Mm-hmm.
So God does have a technology. God does have some things here that, just as mankind is coming with things there, God has those same functions and those things there. Those assets. Wisdom. He said he made me.
Mm-hmm.
To use and to establish those things. Read on. I was up there. So
before the storm, before the earth beginning.
Before the earth, before God said earth, wisdom was there first.
Mm-hmm.
God's wisdom, Kokma.
Mm-hmm.
God's wisdom was there. And he used that to help bring forth these other things. Just as we use our phones and we use our iPads and we use our to bring forth and do these things. We don't know exactly, and we ask one of our children and everything, how did that work and everything? They don't know. Better than
Right.
I got to talk about my daughter. She told her, she had the one to set me down and school me on that. Hey, but as far as going into electronics and understanding electronics and stuff, she can't do that there. Some things we don't need to understand. Some things we don't need to try to find out and those things there. I don't see nobody examining their phones and stuff and trying to find out why the electronics is in there. Before I go, I'm talking about dude that uses it. What I'm saying is that just like your television, who are those that go? I'm talking about the ordinary folks now. Who ordinary folks gonna go down there and want to find out how the television works? Who can tell me how the television works? Yeah.
I don't want to. I just want to watch it.
How you tell me like you cut it on? I plug it up and all those things. Okay. But that's my point I'm getting. Yeah, my point I'm trying to drive is that we go down and you don't buy a television because somebody done sat down there and explained to you how the electronics work in it.
Right.
You don't buy a television and all that because they tell you how you got to have certain transistors and how the microprocessors work in there. And it tells you exactly how the electrons work and brings the signal in and the receipt. You don't do those things there.
Well, you know how it worked then when you saying that.
You just making up stuff.
When
I know a lot about how it
well, I'm saying when I think when Albino was doing electronics, he had to make a radio.
Yeah, well, he
That
knows
was
how
part
it
of your
works.
class, your test.
Oh yeah,
You
right.
had to make a radio and it had to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you understand a lot.
But all I'm saying is that for us to operate these things and to do this, you don't need all of that.
Right, you don't need the knowledge to know how it works, to know how to operate.
Cause all you bad for is to turn it on and turn it off and look at it.
Good.
That's what I'm saying.
That'd be rocket science.
And that's my point.
Yeah.
There's a limit to know.
Right.
See? There's a limitation of what you need to know. It's just like your car. There's a limitation that you need to know about your car. You need to know some things about it, but there's a limitation of what you need to know about the car.
Mhm.
You raise the hood up on that car there, man. Woo! What all this for? What's all that for? It all has its purpose and plan. But for the operation in those things there, you don't need to know how to mix what percent of air and gas is mixed to go into the cylinders, to fire the cylinders, and what spark is around to the spark plugs, and what the spark plugs are. You don't need to know all that information.
Right. Have to drive, you know.
We sometimes we can get ourselves into double things here that way, but as we learn more and more, it teaches and brings us into it. Yah said, I establish wisdom to do those things there and brought it into action for that to happen now. To me, that's what I'm saying. God has a technology. So when he speaks, there are things in technology that operates and go forth to do those things. Read on.
Okay. I was appointed before the world, before the start, before the earth's beginning. When I was brought forth, there was no ocean depth, no springs beaming with water. I was brought forth before the hills, before the mountains had settled in place. He had not yet made the earth, the fields, or even the earth's first grains of dust. When he enabled the heavens, when he established the heavens, I was there. When he drew the
Horizons.
Horizon.
Thank you. When he drew the horizon circle on the deep, when he set the skies above in place, when the fountains of the deep poured forth, when he described
Boundaries.
when he prescribed boundaries for the sea, so that its waters would not transgress his command.
Now, guess what? We're finding out all these things, but it don't take nothing from them. We find out how does God take care of the sea and make sure that you have your tides going in and out and on a time and how is that taken care of?
The moon.
See?
Mm-hmm.
We understand those things now. We got to understand. We got a little picture of those things there as to how those things go forth and how they operate and everything. God got set operation. God got set laws, and God uses certain other criteria for all these things to work. If the earth had a moon, we would have some problems. Well, at one time, we just thought it was just some beautiful thing, nice and romantic thing. But it all have its significance. It all has its importance. But it's still under the control and operation of what Yah has said. But even at that, sometimes the waves go past that. And we have what we call the typhoons. Yeah. We have the hurricanes. Tsunami. Something is out of function that causes these things to take place. Mm-hmm. But if everything abided by the rules and regulations that God set up and all those things there, we would have that peace, comfort all the time. Just like what happened over there in North Carolina, what Florence?
Yeah.
Before all that time, the waves, going in and out. I remember I went down to Savannah there, and I went out there to the ocean there, and you could see where water would go in, but it dropped way down, but you can see all at the bottom there. You can see it now, and then all of a sudden it would come rushing back in, and then you can't see no more. The water would come back and fill up, and it just cycles like that and stays constant. But if those things, something happens that they get out of sort, you got a devastating thing. Okay? And when these typhoons and these things get to come forth, hey, only thing that you can do is to get out the way. If you can. See, if you can. That's right. Sometimes they be awful quick and then you can't do those things there. But nevertheless, God as a whole has certain laws and limitations for those things to operate and to work. So it is Yah that does those things. It is Yah that is that, and He wants us to know that. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily for us to know, how all those things work, but He wants us to know that He is the source of that. So when we do delve into understanding, not that you can't understand those things, not that you don't. Right. For you to be able to understand all how the electronics and all that stuff that works and all the receivers ain't gonna make a difference between how that is gonna look and how that television is gonna operate with somebody that don't know nothing about it, just know how to turn it off. Versus you knowing all that knowledge about it, it's gonna be the same. Because now they got automatic coloring, they got automatic tint, it takes everything else out. To be able to know which buttons to push. And I can have all that other knowledge about how they're supposed to go and all that, and it ain't gonna make it look no different. That's how finite these things have become. So it is with our God. He wants us to know, like, I made this. All these things, I came forth. Now, but that's the whole emphasis of that, for you to know that there. But there's some other things I want you to understand. The earth, and I have a purpose for doing that. Now, what's that purpose? Now we'll start doing that. That's irregardless of how He made it. You don't know all how He made those things and all of that. The purpose now is important.
Hallelujah.
Right?
Hallelujah.
Right.
Why'd you go buy your television? So you can sit there and know how the electronics come in and how those things there and how to receive the signal and all those things there. What is the purpose why you bought your television?
The purpose of buying it.
So you can see your favorite program.
Right.
That's what you bought. That's what you bought it for.
Right.
And when it ain't there, like when my wife's television, she had a television and she kind of used, and the television went out. Oh no, I gotta get me another television. We don't have this until I get a television. Hey, we got each other. No, you gotta get my television.
You gotta watch the story.
That's right. Because when the Kardashian ladies come on, or them, and they used to have one of our favorite too was these
American Housewives.
No, little people.
Yeah.
The little people.
Oh, the little housewives, the little ladies, the
Yeah, right.
Little midgets.
Oh yeah, well she likes to look at that little bitches and stuff, you know, and all that stuff. That man, hey,
The little people you mean.
yeah. So hey, you gotta get that. You got that. I can be missing that. And so, same thing with this here. God gives us a certain understanding of those things here. So God made the heavens and the earth. He created all these things here. And it says, oh, and it was beautiful. And it was magnificent. So was that the end of it?
No.
What else did God do? See? Go to Genesis, the first chapter, and read the 26th, start reading the 26th verse of Genesis 21, 26.
26.
Mm-hmm. And see what else he done.
Okay. Okay.
Genesis 1.
26.
Mm-hmm.
Then God said, let us make man in our image.
Let us make man.
Mm-hmm.
This earth, the heavens and the earth, and all is here. If you read on before that, he caused the grass to grow, and he caused the water to go forth, caused the water to divide, the light to be day and night. God caused all these things to be brought on the earth. And the summing crown was, now let's make man.
Mm-hmm.
And oh yeah, how are we going to make mankind? We're going to settle that too. See? We're going to make mankind after what?
In our
After
image.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
After our likeness. Because I got a specialty for man. Above all the other animals and all the other things that I created and those things. Dear folk, when you want a certain aspect of things, you got to make a preparation and you got to choose for that. Mm-hmm. If you want to be out front, you want to be all those things there, hey, you got to be able to stand the consequences of what's going on. They found that out even in you go around and you race on the track and everything there, and everybody, to win, you got to be the number one car, you see. But they know, and a lot of them learned this. It's called drafting. You let that first car go out there and it's breaking all the wind and it's doing all everything there, but you can hide and tuck in behind that, and you got to help save some gas and some hardship on your car by drafting off him, because you ain't got to break all that. So that front car that's out there is facing all other stuff. So that is with you too and all that. Here's where we fall out. God wants to be the head, not the tail.
Amen. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? That means that you got to be more selective, and you got to be more than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And some of us can't stand that.
That's right. That's right.
I just want to be like everybody else. I just want to blend into the group. Can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to show you why. God had a different attitude about mankind from the get-go. He said, let us make man how?
In our image.
In our image.
Mm-hmm. In the likeness of ourselves.
See them?
Mm-hmm. And let them rule over the fish in the sea, the birds in the air, the animals, and over all the earth, and over every crawling creature that crawls on the earth.
Notice this. Whenever you are set forth in those things there's a responsibility that goes along with that.
Mm-hmm.
We can't act and be like the beast and just do everything how they doing that. No. Why? Because you're representing us now.
Mm-hmm.
Get witness again. We have something in our image that God, but there's a responsibility that goes along with that because we can't just do anything and act the kind of way.
Amen.
Because we got to represent
Amen.
He who performed us.
Amen.
Whose image that we're representing.
That's right.
You can't run out there and be like this. Wow. I'm gonna be like the rooster. Hey, rooster run out there, and he got all kind of hens and everything. You can't do that. Rooster, you know, all the hens out there, and I don't go out there, I don't be, I can't do that. We have a representation. We have an image that we got to keep up and maintain.
Amen.
You know, all animals are not like that. They say a wolf mates for life. When you find a mate, they mate for life. A wolf. Mm-hmm.
But it's only a species of that does, because all dogs are not like that.
Oh yeah, you're right. You can be like a dog now.
And when I said all of them are not like that.
Dogs are
They're from the same family.
huh?
They cousin to each other.
Yeah.
One domesticated and one wild.
Well, domesticated wild dogs are dogs. That's what. That's why they get a. That's what they get a termination. He's a dog. They don't know. They talk about a guy. Oh, he's a dog.
That's a shame. We ain't call women though.
Huh?
You know, they call men dogs.
All I'm saying is that God created us to be different. It's not wrong for the dog to be a dog.
Mm-hmm.
It's not wrong for a dog to be a dog.
He didn't create the dog in his image.
There you go. Dog don't have the responsibility that we have.
Right.
No.
Now you can't say that. I see a dog running around there. I'm gonna do it too. Hey, no.
No.
We are made to God's image. Therefore, there's a responsibility. There is a qualification. There's a restriction that goes along with that.
Right.
If you want,
Right.
then don't get mad when they call you a dog.
And that's what they do. They call you now.
That's what I'm saying.
What's up, dog? What's up?
Yeah, but some people know they're a dog, then they get mad when they call them a
No,
dog.
that's the colloquial thing now. Like, what's up, my boy? Like you used to do. That's it. That's it, dog. What's up, dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way, not a bad way.
Huh?
That's a good way.
Why is it a good way? Nobody call me no dog.
Well, one thing about it, they said that a dog is man's best friend.
Oh.
Ain't that what they say?
Yeah.
So it depends on what definition it's your. But all I'm saying is you can't have that doggish attitude and the fact that how they go forth and do those things there. But hey, God even told Israel that the animals were better than us. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Even though, don't get this wrong, even though I'm talking about these things here, and God made them, but
Amen.
they make better decisions than us.
Amen.
I guarantee you take a dog and you feed that dog, he got enough sense to know where his food is coming from.
That's right. That's right. He does. Very loyal. Don't care what you do to him.
You're right.
Take that dog off, drop him off somewhere, next thing you come back in there, that dog. How do you know that? How do you know all this? But here, a foolish man, supposed to be the wisest thing. God created us to be this way. Somehow, how do we get this way? See? Thinking that we know more than our God.
We don't know.
He's created everything for us, doing all those things for us. See? And he just asks us, to do this and to do that, and we can't do that. I can't do that. I can't afford to do that. You think God asked you to do something that you can't afford to do, something that you can't do?
No, he wouldn't do that.
A dog is a good thing to have, give you protection of your house there and let you know all those things there. But hey, my mother was a good going mom, and she would take in them dogs and everything there. But I'm gonna tell you something. But if that dog would do one thing that a dog's supposed to do, he was out. Yeah. She had that one dog, he wouldn't bark for nothing. Anybody could come up in there and all, he wouldn't bark for nothing and all that. She said, you got to go. I said, Mom, I got to go.
But did she know that that's a dog that don't bark?
I'm just saying.
She didn't want him.
She didn't want him.
She didn't want him.
That's all I'm saying. But it might be a breeder dog, right? She don't want him.
Right.
Right.
She didn't know that they were the kind of dog that don't bark.
Right.
Some dogs don't bark.
She had to show that dog had to show that he didn't bark.
Right.
That's why she say if he don't bark, she ain't gonna feed him.
That's right. Now, there might be somebody else that likes your dog that don't bark, but not her. She said, hey, you got to go. Hey, she told me, hey, you got to take him out. You got to go. I said, really? Huh?
They get them bitty dogs because they know they can't do anything. They can bark.
Yeah.
They look out and see so who's out there, what's going on.
No, just like I said, that's the one. And I'm saying this to say this to you all. God is the same way. God has a picture of us and those things there. And dear folks, we cannot go around profaning God's name, not being a good witness for God, and think He's going to accept you.
That's right. That's right.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
God was upset when He went out and you spread my words all among every other green tree and everything there, hollering about you the children of Yah, and you cut up and doing this here. He didn't like that. And He had some punishment for him. He had some bad things for him. See? Dear folks, God has a purpose and plan for those. And when those things don't work out and everything there, it causes problems to come up on the earth. Mm-hmm. It causes problems. Right. So when we understand those things, when we see these things in the life, this is what helps us to make our right decision. So God said, I'm going to make man. Was the making of man just for just this to be in His image and all that? Was that the only purpose and all that? Go to Genesis, the 2nd chapter, and start reading to the 4th verse of Genesis 2.
Okay.
He had something else in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Not only was he to be the ruler of all the other animals and to do those things there.
Okay. Here is the history of the heavens and the earth. When they was created, on the day when Adonai, God made earth and heaven, there was as yet no wild bush on the earth, and no wild plant had as yet spring up. For Adonai God had not caused it to rain on the earth, and there was no one to cultivate the ground. Rather, a mist went up from the earth, which watered the entire surface of the ground.
He said there was no cultivator.
Mhm.
There was nobody to do that there. So man had more than just that one purpose, just to be the image of God and the likeness and all those things. Yeah. But God had another reason.
Mhm.
You see? He had another purpose for those things. Yeah. Read the start reading the 7th verse there.
Adonai God formed a person, Hebrew Adam, from the dust of the ground. Hebrew Adamah, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, so that he became a living being. Adonai God planted a garden toward the east in Eden.
Adonai planted a garden. Here's what I tell folks. When we go back to the battle sheet, we go back to Genesis, this gives us a picture of what God had a purpose for mankind. Somehow we got this thing of, when I get in the kingdom, I ain't gonna have nothing to do. I'm just gonna lay around and everything's gonna be free and all that. Ain't gonna happen here, folks. God didn't make us and all of that for us to be no lazy bum. That's exactly right. We are a part of the operation. We are a part of the law. We are part of the creation of the heavens and the earth. And we have our role as part of it. It's an elevated one, but we still have a part.
Mhm.
So God took and he planted a garden.
Mhm.
And what did he do with the man?
It says, and there he put the person whom he had formed out of the ground. Adonai God caused to grow every tree pleasing in appearance and good for food, including the tree of life in the middle of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil.
All right. Now start reading at the 13th, the 15th verse.
Okay. Adonai God took the person and put him in the garden of Eden to cultivate and care for it.
Oh, not to lay around and not do nothing. Oh, hey, not to be lazy. That ain't what God made a man for.
That's a lot of work. Cultivate that garden.
Still had it easy though. God had it self-irrigating and all those things there.
Right?
Didn't have thistles.
He's right. So God said, but he still had something to do.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get this idea, when we get this stuff that, boy, when I get in the kingdom and everything, ooh, man, I can't wait till I get there. I'm going to kick back and I ain't going to have nothing to do and I'm going to do that. And everything's going to be free and everything's going to be coming.
I think we got that when we were slaves to the master. And we were working so much. You say, well, man, I just can't wait till I go to heaven. Put on my good shoes and lay down and rest. No more work for me. I think that's where it comes from.
I don't know what white men think the same idea.
Yeah. We had songs to think about. We had a lot of songs that we sung. Put on my shoes, get on to God, heaven. And think about that song?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we thought about not working anymore because they worked us hard, man.
But that's why they
But the part of it is, dear folks, is God had an intent for men and those things there, and somehow we develop another intent. And that comes from the enemy.
Amen.
That comes from the enemy. Because he didn't want you to work in line with Yah. He wanted us to work out of line with Yah. And we know that about what happened to Eve. That's what he wanted.
Amen.
God said of all of God and everything in the garden out there and everything, one tree, leave alone. Satan was not happy with that there. And he seen to it, and he bugged on to see to it that, hey, you gonna mess that up. We had all the other trees, myriad trees. They have beautiful fruit and stuff on it and everything else. But that one tree, that God said, don't make it. We had to mess it. Why? Because it enemy. So the enemy put all these other things in. You ain't got to do all this work and all that stuff in. And it just comes to forget what God has said. That's just the bottom line to it.
Amen.
Having to do none of that. It's just against God's plan.
Amen.
That's what I want us to see.
Amen.
When he said the enemy say, when the enemy is an adversary, he's the adversary.
Amen.
Therefore, get ourselves in those lines, and now I agree with the point over there is that we form those things there because of what it happened, because that was on the rest idea that we could have, and we could get rest from those things there. But yet still, God still don't want us to be no lazy bum. He don't want us. God had work for us to do. Okay? And those that get this wrong concept of things, we need to go back and find out what the purpose of what the plan was. And what else did he read on just a little bit more there?
Okay. Adonai God gave the person this order. You may freely eat from every tree in the garden, except the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. You are not to eat from it, because on that day you eat from it, it will become certain that you will.
Now, here go back and here go back the thing that I was talking about here. When we don't know the full extent of fear, and that's why I say fear has a different degree. It sounds kind of bad to put God's talking when he said die, but we really don't know what dying is.
You didn't know what death was.
Right.
You never died before. What's that?
So fear really couldn't have the full extent of the degree against us because we really didn't know what death was, because there was no dying.
Right. Nothing did die. No.
See? But after they was kicked out of the garden, and things turned bad for them, and it wasn't as easy as for them. Then they start realizing, oh, if I'd have known all of that, I wouldn't have done that. See? But because I didn't know all that there, and Satan tricked her good. You won't be like God if you go against God. And he got us to believe that. Do that make any sense? Think about that for a little bit. You're going to be more like God by going against God.
That don't make any sense.
It don't make no sense now, but it made a lot of sense then.
Oh, yeah. Because you didn't know it. You were like God already. You didn't know that.
Right. Because if you don't know the degree as to where you had and all those things there, therefore, I'm going to do this good thing. I'm going to be more like God. I love God. I want to be like God. God didn't set it up. God, he didn't set this thing up. He's able to create the heaven and the earth. He's able to do all those other things. Why can't we just believe him and then also say, why do we have to have someone to come along and put some more stuff in our mind? See, that's not qualified. Therefore, blame God. Hey, God knows that God just don't want you to be doing it. God don't want you to do this here. And so once you get somebody thinking that they losing out and they missing out on something, you got a problem. You got a problem. You got a problem. So we need to get those things worked out. See? So God made man. What was the two purposes that he put man upon the earth for?
Cultivate.
The cultivator, what else? Yes. And have dominion.
Rule.
What did God make for man to help man out?
Help me.
Did he get a dog? We made a dog.
Help me.
I think it's a giraffe too.
Woman.
Help me.
Come
A
on,
woman ain't
girl.
no giraffe.
He's just stuff.
Matthew.
Tell us stuff.
See? God come to the decision and said it was not good for man to be left
Alone.
alone.
Help me.
See?
Woman.
I'm gonna make you a helpmate. Therefore, if we don't help our mates,
You ain't been right.
then you ain't fulfilling what God said that you made us.
Mhm.
Y'all lying.
Yeah, so if the woman don't help the man, she out of line.
And vice versa.
See?
Yeah, out of line.
That's true.
Mhm.
That was the reason and her purpose for it. And so she should be a help to him, not a drag, not a deterrent.
Man, take care of the man. He's out of line.
But in return, the man was subject to his maker too.
Correct.
That's the first position he.
Well, all these things are start speaking in that perspective. Everything.
That's the main.
But she was made to be a helpmate to him, to help him out on those things there, and to help him out on this job and these things there, not to be a drag and not. She sees something that's kosher, that's not good for him, and those things there. She's here to help him out to bring him to that and remind him, hey, this ain't good.
It's ain't good here.
But we got our perspective of who you can do this, you can't do it, but you can't do the other, all I'm saying.
Mhm.
We all understand all those things there, but how these things get out of flavor? How they get now? Oh, I ain't no helpmate. I'm equal to you. I ain't subject myself to no man. How do these things come about?
How's it done?
See,
Probably
we listen to the wrong voice.
Mhm.
Especially with this Me Too movement. Oh, that's crazy.
It was not God's intent, for those things here. Another thing that God had in mind and a plan, we go to Genesis 1:28 through 31.
God blessed them. God said to them, be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea, the birds in the air, and every living creature that crawls on the earth. Then God said, here, throughout the whole earth, I am giving you as food, and to every wild animal, bird in the air, and creature crawling on the earth, in which there is a living soul. I am giving as food every kind of green plant. And that is how it was. God saw everything that he had made, and indeed it was very good.
All right. So God actually made the earth for who?
Man.
Man.
Mankind. Man and woman.
For mankind.
Mm-hmm.
The woman was involved in man. So it was made for God. So God made these things for us and all those things there. Go to Psalms 115, 15 and 16. We're going to kind of get this thing wrapped up here a little bit here today here. And,
Psalm 150.
Psalm 115, 15 and 16. Now we have to ask ourselves, are we in line with God's purpose and plan? Are we out?
Right.
And we're going to be some big surprise here. It's going to be a big surprise about how we're doing and what we have in mind to do. What does it say there?
It says,
Psalms 115, 15 and 16.
may you be blessed by Adonai, the maker of heaven and earth.
All right, once again, who made the heaven and the earth? Yeah. And I'm going to find out why he made it.
Okay. Heaven belongs to Adonai, but the earth he has given to mankind.
Now, why is it that we got that thing just balanced? I don't want nothing to do with this earth. Heaven is my home. Everybody got the aspiration of going to heaven. Right?
That's
Right.
Most all the Christians and all around, hey, this ain't none of my home. Well, where your home at then? I'm going to heaven. Hey, I can't wait to go bust them pearly gates. I can't wait to walk on the street.
Golden streets of gold.
I never was. That ain't none of God's plan. That ain't none of God. God made the earth for us. When you go to science, science proved that. How does science prove those things? As they look out over the cosmos and all those things there, they see that hey, this earth is set just at the right distance from the sun to accommodate us. They call it the Goldilocks area. Or region.
Yeah, Goldilocks zone.
Yeah, the Goldilocks zone.
Not too cold, just right.
Right. And that ain't no accident. You take the other planets, they ain't in the Goldilocks. You go to Mercury or Venus or something, you can make it. You can't make it in your own planets.
No day to breathe. No day to live, right?
Too hot for us.
The Venus is a gas planet. How would you gonna stand up?
You gonna stand on it?
Stand on gas.
Therefore, God made the earth for man, but yet and still the whole aspiration, the whole world is taught that's opposite of God's plan. In closing for the day, dear folks, the question of it is that do we understand God's plan? If we did, we would do a whole different thing. But we run along right with it. Everybody had one guy ask me that. This is why we do all this. We can go to heaven, ain't it? Ain't that right? We're going to heaven. All this to go to heaven. What? See that you ain't nothing but a trouble, man. He blasted me and stuff. And he's out of sport with God's plan. That's where a lot of folks here, folks. They're not in line with God's plan. We're going to get in line with God's plan. This is why a lot of folks will be lost. Okay? Ever learning, but it's not in line with God's plan. Right. You can go and learn this stuff, but it's got to be in God's plan. Right. Dear folks, I'll tell you this here. All aspects, you know all aspects of how the electrons come in and receive by the diodes, and how the diodes come in and change it, and it goes into the receiver and all that for your television and everything. But if you don't know where the on and off switch is at, it ain't gonna do you no good.
That's right. That's right.
Ain't gonna do you no good.
Right.
Some people get in them cars with some push buttons. Boy, they be looking everywhere trying to start.
As a matter of fact, one lady, who was at the gas place, yeah. She was at the gas place there, and she had borrowed a car, and she pulled in to get some gas. She said, I don't know how to get that. It's just a simple thing of getting that gas.
Careful.
Yeah, get the lid over for the gas. She said, I don't know, where this and how. Can you come help me? I need to put some gas in there, but hey, I can't find the gas thing here. And I had to look down there and all of it. So I finally went down there and everything and just flipped the switch on for her, and she said, oh, that is. She didn't know that. Yeah, she didn't know that. She'd been out of gas and everything. She was about to run out of gas and everything. And if she didn't, but she had that knowledge there. So all I'm saying is that God has a plan for this earth. See, and it helps us to know and to learn our place in God's large house. And He has a large house. You know how large God's house is? How large is God's house?
Billions and billions of years.
The earth is just a footstool.
That's what I want to say. Yeah, the whole earth that we're talking about, that we're looking at, the whole earth is God's footstool in His house. That's how magnificent our God is.
That's right.
We got a lot of learning to do. And let's do it. This closes out our Parasha for today. You know, I hope that we get ourselves in line to understand those things here. Doesn't stop us from learning all these other things. But keep in mind God's plan. The enemy want to wrestle you from that important. See? If I can get you off on a tangent in those things here and develop land and not keeping up with my plan, I can still keep you out of story.
Amen. Amen.
See? But we ain't gonna let that happen. Okay. Adam and Eve didn't know what position she was at, what place she was at. She was in the best place in the world. But she was trying to dress something and go to a. God said, don't do that to go there. And she said, that's what I'm gonna do. And she didn't say it on her own, the enemy. So we need to know God's plan enough to reject the enemy.
Amen. Amen.
And reject the knowledge that the enemy has.
Amen.
Because it's always make us be against God. And as our oath is, how should we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget the Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Psalm 137, verses 5 and 6. Shalom, shalom for now. And if it's y'all's will, we will see you next week. All right. We want to have Ursula now to go forth and take up the tithes and offering.